Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. O Mother, take us from darkness of ignorance to wisdom of light, from unreal to real, from death to immortality. Today, my dear devotees, fellow seekers, searchers, the world over is falling head over heel in Vedanta and wanting to learn Vedanta. And you and I are proudly blessed to be in India. And India is the mother of Vedanta, is the root. And for thousands of years ago, even including the most difficult thing what India is now coming to know from the Western science, when you look deep within, it was already there in Vedanta. Now, such a rich heritage and the knowledge, we need to know more, and primarily to receive what? What is the purpose? Purpose is to attain freedom. Freedom from this ignorance. We say, no, take us from darkness of ignorance to wisdom of light. What is the ignorance? See, I say this is my mobile. But I don't say this is me. This mobile is me. I say this is my computer. I don't say this is me. I say this is my hand. I don't say this is me. But where is Robbin Ghosh? This is me. This is Robbin Ghosh. The moment I look at the body, not just a part, a hand or a face, I say my face. I say my body. I say my mind. I say my name. But this Nama Rupa Bhavahara, I call it as me. This is the ignorance. And the freedom from that ignorance to the journey to the ultimate is the Mandakya Upanishad with 12 mantras only. And when recently we had the Rama Leela, the Ayodhya Rama temple, Hanumanji went and asked Rama, Lord, tell me, what is it that I need to do to attain moksha, nirvana? Nirvana is to stop thinking about I am this body and I am something else which is within me only. But I am something else. I've forgotten about it. Nirvana is the one who knows. Buddha. Buddha means the one who knows. So, Rama tells Hanuman, Mandakya ekame balam mubukshe vimuktaye. Only Mandakya Upanishad, if you study those 12 mantras, it will give you liberation. And imagine that 12 mantras on which Gaudapada, Shankaracharya, has written as much as 200 pages, karikas and vakyas. It's something so wonderfully, beautifully, devastatingly staying in the level of ignorance for you and I. So I had decided to take on once again, as we are taking up the journey for the last now close to a decade of studies of the Vedanta, that we will once again get onto the fundamentals of this Vedanta. How do we get this liberation? So remember Mandakya Upanishad, but these Upanishads, Mandakya is telling us, look, it is difficult for us to understand, take up the journey, become, we are too engrossed with our physical desires, mental desires, our sensual desires, and we are forgetting, not God in detail, we are forgetting that I'm going to die one day. The moment you can think that I am a mortal being, this body is going to die. I will not die, I will remain. I is that me, which, being a fellow traveler, you know, it is the chit, it is the chetana, the consciousness. It's not the nama, it's not the rupa, it's not the vyavahara, it's not the mind, not the body, not the form, not the gender. It's that consciousness. That is true I. That is what it means that aham brahmasmi. Now, so he says, okay, you cannot experience it, you cannot understand it, experience it. What should I experience? How? I'm such a small being. How am I going to experience? What am I going to experience? Experience what you're experiencing every moment. Every time. Like right now, you're a weakened state. I hope I am not putting you to sleep. A weakened state is Jagrat. Mandaka Upanishad is step 1. Step 2. Soon we are going to go off to sleep. And we will have a sleep, dream, sleep. Dream and sleep. Second experience, step 2. The third experience, deep sleep. In the deep sleep, we have no realization of mind, thoughts, brain. And at that time, yet, when you wake up from the deep sleep, you know that you've had a wonderful sleep. How do you know that? If there was no mind, no thoughts, no memory, that is the power of the consciousness, which is lighting up the awaken, the dream sleep, and the deep sleep. After these three is the true I, which is the consciousness. Turiam, 4. Remember all of them? Now, based on this understanding, the journey is to get aligned, make our life the way we would like it to. Reminds me of Shakespearean old, those classic names. We used to play a game. Life is not a tempest. Life is not a tempest, Shakespearean play, nor a midsummer's dream. It's a comedy of errors, and you can make it as you like it. All are names of Shakespearean. But you can truly make it as you like it with the Vedantic messages and understanding. And let us take on the journey of some of the grounding knowledge, which we're going to do today and Sunday, to start with exploring Vedanta, the schools of Vedanta, the philosophy of Vedanta, and its perspectives, the way you look at it. All right? Now, this Vedanta's overview of the Vedanta is nothing else. It's an ancient philosophical tradition rooted in Veda. Veda is knowledge. But the Anta means end of knowledge or culmination of all knowledge is the traditional meaning, if you just go by the Sanskrit meaning. But Anta also has got another meaning, which is what Arindam Chakrabarti, a famous, he's a teacher in Harvard of philosophy and of Vedanta. He says it is Anta means cutting edge of a sword, of a knife, cutting edge. That means it cuts through all our ignorances and takes us to that place where we will attain that unreality to reality. We would know what is real. Remember, whatever we experience is not real. And realities are never experiences. A very famous old statement in the philosophy. Taking on from there is, this is derived, primarily the Vedanta is derived from Upanishads. But it's not just the Upanishad. There are called 3 Prasthana Prastha. This Prasthana Griha is nothing else but the pillars of the Vedanta. The first pillar is Upanishad. 108 of them, out of which 11 Upanishads are now outlined primarily, and everybody studying them to understand life. Then Brahma Sutra or Vyasa Sutra It's known by other name. Brahma Sutra is more common name. And then is Bhagavad Gita. These are the three Prasthana Prata, is the pillars of Vedanta. This three takes you to the complexity in understanding the term Vedanta. Apparently it is very simple, very small. There's nothing so difficult about it. But the term Vedanta itself suggests that culmination of all Vedic knowledge. So can you imagine? Thousands of years old, not 6,000, 10,000, nobody knows. Years old knowledge, an end of culmination, cutting edge of those knowledges, that Vedanta. Obviously, so Vedanta appears simple at first glance. You can understand it very simply, but complex task is due to its multifaceted nature. It covers, it encompasses everything around us. So, it might get a little tedious for you to hear, but listen to it again and again. Understand it. This is our mother, Bharat. Bha is Brahma Jyoti and Rata is those who are immersed in that Brahma Jyoti. Which is Brahma Jyoti? This consciousness. Which is that? The knowledge of that, it comes to us from the Vedanta. Now, you need to know that there are various schools of thoughts within Vedanta contributing to its complexity. Vedanta is not just Advaita Vedanta, but there are various schools of thought. Our intention today is to understand the objectives and the perspective. So, unraveling the richness and the diversity within the Vedanta is the perspective. Richness, to give you some pretty good idea, we call it Vedanta for dummies. Those who don't understand, like me, we didn't understand, but even people like me can understand. Remind me, there is to be a very famous Chinese cook, is to do this session. His name was Yang. He used to teach Chinese food cooking. And he used to say, if Yang can cook, you can too. So learn from me. Same way, if I can understand Vedanta a little bit, you can also understand it. So exploring the major schools of thoughts and the philosophical nuances is the journey that we are talking. Various philosophical thoughts called the various schools of Vedanta. And in this, the commonalities and the differences between these schools. That also we will have a quick glance. So, what is Vedanta? Vedanta is the spiritual truths and the quest for understanding its ultimate reality, the ultimate wisdom. What is truth? Why are we here on this earth? Often we say, what is the purpose of my life? Why am I here on this earth? And one monk is saying, this entire Brahmand is filled with so many galaxies. In our galaxy, one microscopic is our solar system. Are you with me? This Brahmand has got many galaxies, out of which one tiny microscopic galaxy is our galaxy. Microscopic galaxy. Can you comprehend this enormity? In that microscopic galaxy is a microscopic solar system. And microscopic is in Earth. In that Earth is a microscopic city is Pune, and in which you and I think, I'm a great guy, there must be a purpose for my life. This is one angle, from the monk's angle. I say yes, it is, as per Advaita Vedanta. Why? Because Advaita Vedanta says, Tat Tvam Asi. This entire galaxy in the material world and the universe is all encompassed into one consciousness, and thou art that. Tat Tvam Asi. So you and I are So now looking at it, understanding, it's a fantastic knowledge. And I notice once you realize the power of the consciousness, Chaitana, you can achieve anything in your life. And we will progressively get onto it. Swami Vivekananda, he had talked about that Vedanta should not be considered to be only Advaita Vedanta. It is various schools of philosophical traditions. These scriptural pillars, Upanishad, Vyasa Sutra or Brahma Sutra and the Bhagavad Gita. And Vivekananda goes on to say, each one of the schools, I'm going to give you the names of the schools, are absolutely important for us to study and know. But don't let it bother you. We'll make it very simple so that each definition will give you the insights into the nature of its existence. How did it come? What is that school for? Why did it sell? Coming into the objective of exploring Vedanta. Why should we explore Vedanta? Beyond viewing Vedanta, the uncover the multifaceted meanings and interpretations within Vedanta is the reason. Without getting into too much of complexity, beyond viewing Vedanta through the lens of a single school of thought, each school of thought as a single school, from there we are going to take you on to the different meanings of Vedanta. Today, the primary meaning is the Upanishad, and from there it goes on to Brahma Sutra, and encompassing secondary meaning, three scriptural pillars of Vedanta: Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra. Now, significance of this Vedantic study, understanding it, acknowledging this interpretation is crucial, understanding it, holistic understanding. Now, understand, in the major schools of Vedanta, we have, first is Advaita Vedanta. I'm going to give you the names now. Advaita Vedanta. Now, it is started by Shankaracharya about 1400 years ago. Then comes Ramanujam, Vishishta Advaita. There another name called is Sri Vaishnavism. Vishishta Advaita or Vaishnavism. And then third comes Dvaita Vedanta. Vishishta Advaita, first is Advaita, Vishishta Advaita, and then is Dvaita Vishishta. Dvaita Vishishta was started by Madhava. Vishishta Advaita was by Ramanujam. Advaita was Shankaracharya. Just to know about it. So that sometimes when you land up and if somebody is talking about Vedanta, everybody is talking about Vedanta today, you know something and you will be able to contribute your part of the wisdom. And then comes that Prasthanamaga, and this is founded by philosopher from Vallabha. And then comes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, Vedanta is in the evolving messages, the key message of the Vedanta is not confined in a singular system. Vedanta is not just one-liner message or something small. It's not in one something. It comprises diverse schools of thoughts and put together, but each one of them are gems of its own kind. So understanding the major schools and its commonalities and its diversities, we're going to take it on. Now, basically understand the five principles shared amongst the Vedantic schools. Each one of the schools follows these five principles. Okay? The first principle is acceptance of authority. Recognizing the authority of the three scriptural pillars. It is not of the Guru's authority. In Vedantic learning, it is not the Guru is the end. Guru has received it. He is that one teacher. He is the one makes it knowledgeable. But still, it is the three scriptural pillars, Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, and Brahma Sutra, which is the acceptance of the authority, is the first principle. Second is recognition principle of ignorance. Because we don't know, we need to know. Have you realized most of us think, I know everything. Anybody started to talk about a new topic and say, I know. So your mind shuts down. So the basics of understanding from Advaita Vedanta is for us to be humble, to realize I don't know. This is called the recognition of the ignorant. Agreement, understanding that suffering and this transmigration results from ignorance of that ultimate reality, Brahman, and unawareness of our true spiritual knowledge, and aligning ourselves ignorantly with our body and the mind and the name. The third one is identity beyond body and the mind. Identifying ourselves, I am not this body, not the mind. I told you, this is my mobile, this is not me. This is my hand, this is not me. This is my computer, this is not me. This is my body, this is my mind, this is my face, this is my name, this is not me. Make this strong third rule. The fourth principle, recognition of liberation, moksha, understanding, knowing, being aware. Just like we know, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I am so and so age, I have this house, I have this, I know. Same way, recognition that I'm not this body, not the mind, I do not suffer, I am ever pure. This light, like the sunlight, remember, falls on a dirty something on the puddle of road, sun dries it up but doesn't get dirty. Sun falls on a pitcher of wine, whiskey, it doesn't get drunk. It falls on holy river Ganga, it doesn't become pure. It is like the air. Have you ever realized the air carries foul smell? The air carries also fragrance of the flowers or perfume. But is the air attached to the foul smell or the fragrance? No. And you know what? You and I, the true you and true I, are that which is, once you and I know and realize it, live that life, you attain that freedom. That fifth one is importance of spiritual practice. Every day, all schools are talking about spiritual practice. Sadhana is must. And this is the only way. Now we will get on to a little more detail on Sunday. Today, we will finish with this. Enough is right now. Think about it. Listen to it if you can. And if you would love to ask some questions to clarify the doubts, we will get to it, the essence of the Vedanta, and understand its implications. First implications from today's lesson is we have this mind, we have this body. The body is aging, body is not me. Mind keeps changing, mind is not me. But my soul, that spirit, that consciousness is using my body and the mind as an application, like an app in your computer, in your mobile. Now, mind is operating through three functions. One is memory. It remembers things of phenomenal thing. But we tend to remember the negative thing, the bad things, and spoil our current experience, present. Past is memory, present is experience, and future is imagination. With the power of the consciousness of Vedanta, in your meditation, imagine my consciousness is powering my Jagrat state, my dream sleep state, and my deep sleep state, and I am that consciousness. I now plant, I is who? That consciousness, get the seed of my dream, my vision. Whatever may be the dream, however wild, however big, plant it into the consciousness and say, I don't know how it's going to happen. It will happen. Try it out and just watch how miraculously you will use Vedanta and change your life. Jai Guru.